You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others scroll, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani agosho ngai no mwega naende shode.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe.
So my view was always that we must come together on the then what.
Right.
Okay? So my meeting yesterday was yesterday.
Yes.
We both decided we need to consult.
Okay.
Okay? And we had a very good discussion, I must say. A very hospitable couple, and we had a friendly, very productive discussion on the issues of the people of Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the trajectory between now and 2027. Okay? I was very happy after that meeting. And since we are still consulting, let me not say too much. Because
All right, so there we are, right? All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Edwin Sifuna, and this is Political Headache coming to you at 7:30. Greenwich Winter. I used to listen to BBC, and they used to say Greenwich. I mean, what is it actually? Greenwich. You are the one who was in the United States the other day. Is it Greenwich? Greenwich meantime. Yeah, but what is it exactly?
I don't know.
In fact, I should have gone to the toilet before I came here, but now I'm feeling like my bladder is full. Are we gonna run this all the way?
Just survive.
Just survive. All right, people of the internet, something has been disturbing me for a few days now, because I speak with politicians every other day, and the politicians are always whispering things in my ears and telling me koso. So one of the insiders at Sifuna party, names withheld, has been bothering me and telling me, Jagero, hii siasa inaenda kupangika hapa mbele, and do not be shocked when things start shocking you. You know, oxymoron. Right?
Yeah.
So I have been talking to camps, you know, and what I did for the last several days is that I've spoken with the DCP camp. Okay, Mr. Meshach.
Yes.
I've spoken to DCP camp. I've spoken to the Sifuna camp. I have spoken to to Matiang'i's camp. Mm-hmm. All right. I've spoken to Uhuru's camp. All right. The remnants. The remnants of Uhuru's camp. I've spoken to Kalonzo's camp. All right. The camp that is most alarmed is the Matiang'i camp. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's very, very alarmed about what is going on. As a matter of fact, the person in Matiang'i's camp has told me of an infight, a very bitter infight that has pitted the secretariat in the United States and the secretariat here, because I am being told that the secretariat in the United States do not respect the secretariat here in the country because they are the money bag. They're the ones who make decisions, but they can't. They are money bags to the extent that they shipped one of their own to come from America to come and run Matiang'i's camp, which has backfired. And that person has now, in a half, returned to the United States and abandoned. And now a young woman who is a lawyer is now running Matiang'i's secretariat and doing very well.
Yes.
Doing very, very well. So the thing is, what I'm hearing is that Wamunyoro is being visited by Wanjigi. And there is a plot behind Matiang'i's back and behind who else? Kalonzo's back to give the ticket to Sifuna. All right? And then they want somebody from Mount Kenya to actually deputize Sifuna, or vice versa, depending on the consensus here. Now, I also spoke to the camp, to the Sifuna camp. But before that, we went to the streets of political headache. And we asked two questions, Mr. Odhiambo.
Yeah.
The first question that we ask is, what do you think about that ticket, whichever way it comes? Do you like it? And then we asked the second question, who becomes the president, the presidential candidate, and who deputizes the other? So we are going to be listening to those ones, but I want to welcome this gentleman. He has got a government, what is this thing called, Odhiambo?
Brooch.
Lapel.
Brooch. Is it a lapel or a brooch?
Or a brooch. But that's a lapel. That's a government lapel. Yeah.
You look wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You work for the state?
No, this is just people who love Kenya. It's not for people who work for the state.
Oh.
It is patriots.
Every time somebody that claims that they are patriotic, they look so well fed. And the other wondering,
what are you insinuating?
why is it that I am the only one who is malnourished in this room? Odhiambo comes with suits.
Yes.
The other day I was given a suit by a Mohammed, a very nice suit.
Yeah. You looked patriotic. You looked patriotic.
You saw it?
Yes.
So you can actually see that Jagero has a suit.
He's actually patriotic.
You were given a suit by the state?
By a Mohammed. No, a Mohammed is also a state, bro.
Mohammed is a business.
He's a businessman.
Yes.
Yeah.
One time I also had a relationship with a businessman.
Okay.
Who was really interested in helping me achieve my dream.
Alikuwa anataka kununulia kamera ya kufanya vitu zako.
He told me, I like what you do.
Yeah.
And this, it was good. I like Mohammeds. They're good people. They're kind. Yeah. They're kind people. So when they give you a suit, just take. They're very kind, but the Muslims are very kind.
They don't tie what they give to other things.
To expectations.
Yeah.
Even if they have other things they want from you, but it is not tied to what they give. What they give goes like that.
They're very kind people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. Meshach, how are you doing?
I'm good, Jagero. I'm good.
A little bit more.
like you should say, I'm better.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yes, I am well. I probably know a thing or two from what happened around the weekend.
Okay.
And including yesterday.
Yeah.
I have seen Bwana Rigiji trying to quell the fire that already started burning the other side of the mountain.
Yeah.
When they said ipasuke basi.
Ipasuke basi.
Yeah, he's trying to quell that, but he's still going about it the wrong way.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I still think he's going about it the wrong way.
Yeah, but he's gathering the people. But the Mount Kenya people have always insisted. I was talking to Mr. Mbote.
Yes.
And Mr. Mbote was saying, what's wrong with your camera?
There's something
Okay.
It's not what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
All right, good. Yeah. So, I was being told by Mbote that the mountain is divided, but he castigated me very much and told me that, look, you are not going to come out of Mount Kenya and you are coming out of Mount Kenya and then telling us that Mount Kenya is divided. That is your own opinion. Those are things that have been told by NIS and the government. So don't come here with the NIS reports. But I asked him, so why is it there then?
I think it is obvious.
Okay.
There is one thing that is obvious, and then there is one thing that probably you have to inquire and find out.
Okay.
Because the people who are also talking about Ipasuke are leaders from that same Mount Kenya. So if you see those leaders talking like that and passionately pushing for an agenda that you also know, it is not good for a friend like Ikua to tell you it is an NIS agenda.
Yes.
Because when they are talking from Mount Kenya East, well, let's just use the language they are saying, Sisi ni Mount Kenya East.
Yeah.
They give reasons why they are feeling the same way they are feeling. Number one, they are telling the rest of the nation that for a long time we have remained united as Mount Kenya, and every other time we have remained united, there has been a leader of that team happened to come from the Kikuyu nation, which is now Mount Kenya West, according to them. And every other time that has happened, there has not been any issue. Only this one time that Kindiki happens to come from Mount Kenya East, then we also look at them and see one Mount Kenya and expect that they all join us and forge one big team. But apparently, the issues that are coming from the other end is that that seat is actually lost, simply because it is given to Kindiki and it came from Rigathi. So it is not good to dispute that and say, simply because I don't come from Mount Kenya, that is not possible or not real. The people talking are also Mount Kenyans, and they are telling us, if this one time we ask our brothers from Kikuyu Nation, which is Mount Kenya West, to also consider supporting Kindiki, and the deputy president seat is still sitting right in Mount Kenya, then they should actually believe it is Mount Kenya United. But now, because it is Kindiki, they are calling it a seat that is lost. It means all along we were never one thing. We were the ones thinking that we were one, but they never imagine that we are one. So I think this came from, this thing didn't begin from the CS Ruku. It actually began from former CS Agriculture before they even formed that government, when they were still campaigning. But that issue died and they all voted William Ruto as Mount Kenya. It is now coming back again as an issue of discussion. And I actually think it is not going to die easily. The reason why I say Rigathi seems to me like someone handling it a wrong way is because of the sentiment. I don't know whether you saw the sentiment of Rigathi about Daud, the MP. Daud was born and raised in that region, and by all standards consider himself one of them. And then Rigathi says he has a land there, and so he would like that in the next election, let's have someone who is a Meru to be the member of parliament. So for him, having a land there is okay and is already making him a Meru. But Daud, who was born, went to school in that region and grew up there, is not enough, Meru enough, until he changes his color into black. And so if you talk about that, I am considering people like Daud are the ones behind Kindiki, are the ones supporting the Mount Kenya East thing.
Okay.
So if you consider antagonizing them in the name of you are trying to unite Mount Kenya, I believe you are going about it a wrong way. And so it is going to tear Mount Kenya even further. Because the question those people are raising is that, is it so difficult for you for this one time to rally behind Kindiki and agree that Kindiki is the leader of Mount Kenya as a whole, if we were truly one in nature?
Okay.
Unless you do that, then we are not Mount Kenya together. We are East, you are West.
Okay.
So the only way for me is Rigathi breaking ranks with Kindiki and trying to work together, even if it is a lie. That might return.
It is very interesting, and I want to ask you now, because I feel like right now, when you look at Mount Kenya, it looks like it's a 3-horse kind of thing. There are 3 kingpins there. So we have Rigathi Gachagua, the former DO himself, and deputy president, for that matter. We have Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, who is still lacking around, refusing to go away for obvious reasons, because it's building Northlands. And then we have Kindiki, who doesn't appear to be having a lot of respect from Mount Kenya, at least Mount Kenya West. You see, and it's very interesting, and I will ask Odhiambo this question, that it looks like is diminishing, and there is not getting his groove as somebody who is actually a deputy president. I don't know whether it is the legitimacy of him having been appointed. I don't know what is going on. Why is it disrespect that he seems to fizzle out, and the larger Mount Kenya region, specifically the West, do not accord him the respect? I mean, they respect some smaller guys more than they respect Kindiki. What is the problem?
I don't think it's a problem. Personally, I think Kindiki is just bringing a new style, which the country is not used to. We promulgated the constitution in 2010, and we started having the deputy president in 2013 election with the county governments. Now, we have seen all the deputy governors very calm, and sometimes are in the shadows. There is any deputy governor which is coming to be more in the limelight and powerful, usually is in problem with his governor, like Oduol tried in Siaya, and a few that we have seen here and there. Naturally, even on this table, if you ask me to count the names of deputy governors, 47, I might not get to 47. Some of them I might not remember their name quickly.
I actually don't know them.
That is what is there. The same to deputy president. The problem is it is opposite, and Kindiki is now bringing a new style in this sense. When Ruto became the deputy president, the first deputy president to Uhuru after the 2013 election, he became a very powerful man. And he was in the limelight from campaigns all the way to the time. The day they took oath, it was almost like co-presidency. Because Ruto has never been in the background even for 1 minute when they were with Uhuru. He was in front, and many people, including parliamentarians who supported him in 2022, actually accused Uhuru, saying that even 2017, when Raila was on your neck, when the Maraga cancelled the election, it is Ruto who stood. It is Ruto who we saw. We looked for a father and you were nowhere. You were almost giving up. It is Ruto who gave us courage that we are going back to win this thing. So right now you are betraying him. You remember those days after the handshake in 2018. So that went. And then Rigathi took over. Rigathi also moved with the same pace in 2022 when they took over the office, and he was also playing more like the co-presidency, where he kept saying, I am around State House all the times, and I have also put my people, who tells me anybody who gets into State House and who goes there when I'm not around. And even as late as recently, after being impeached, you heard him saying, I even busted the president when he met Raila and he thought I didn't know. I went to I don't know how true that one is, because personally I think you can't get into the room where the president is having a personal meeting just like that, even if you are a family. You will be stopped by security. I don't know how that. Maybe Rigathi is telling us the presidency was co-presidency. They were I want to turn to Odhiambo.
So
before you go to Odhiambo, I'm landing. So if you see what we saw at the advent of the new constitution in terms of deputy presidency, the way Ruto was exactly the way Rigathi adopted.
Okay.
And now Kindiki is bringing a new style where the deputy president is working like the deputy governors.
Is conforming.
Yeah, working more.
Is it conforming?
Working more in the background and submissive as the deputy governors. Now it looks like he is not there.
Is it the normal?
It is what should be. That is what it should be, because you are a principal assistant and you are one of the advisors of the president. So as a principal assistant, you take your day-to-day orders from the president. Either I want to send you to this place, represent me here, or go and do this on my behalf, take full charge. And that is not what we are used to. We are used to the deputy president, which was William Ruto under Uhuru, shining on his own, and then Rigathi shining on his own. And now Kindiki brings us a new deputy president, which is what is in the constitution. So
would you say
now we are not used to that? We think it is weakness.
Would you say it is civil servant leadership? But let me go to the Ambo. A couple of things that are problematic for me. 48 laws of power never outshine the master. Is Kindiki taking it too far?
How?
By not being anywhere.
No. That's how it needs to be. It needs to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, but then the political currency and the political capital that perhaps Ruto needs from him in as far as, getting a piece of Mount Kenya is concerned.
Did Ruto first appoint him to help him get a piece of Mount Kenya?
I don't know.
No. I doubt if Ruto actually appointed him to help him get a piece of Mount Kenya. That was not the intention.
What was the intention then?
The intention was to stabilize the deputy president's position, because it's part of the presidency. The presidency cannot be destabilized in the nature in which it was destabilized. You need somebody who is polished, somebody who is reserved, somebody who understands that your role as a deputy president, just like the role of a deputy governor, is to wait for the president to assign you a function. You work on delegation, except for the one which I understand, I don't know if it is true, that there was a reassignment that was done.
And I was going to ask you about it, because it has they have played into Rigathi's hands by doing the same thing, and somebody obviously has leaked that information to Rigathi Gachagua and is running around with it, because he condescendingly said the other day that to see Lime Uyu short man, right, and then went ahead and spoke the way he usually speaks. Right, but then I don't know whether they did not see it coming, that they decided to move in from intergovernmental organization to something else. I was asking some of the people that are close to government. I was asking somebody in Kindiki's office, and what they told me was that actually they are trying to free his hands so that he can go back to for the upcoming campaign. And therefore Mudavadi can actually take up that role, because obviously he's not having a lot in his hands. All right, but then it looks like he's being stripped of his duties, and Rigathi Gachagua and a lot of people who are enemies of the state are running away with it and saying, look, we told you that this guy is going to be to suffer the same fate that I suffered, but look, this is exactly what is happening.
I don't think I'm not privy to this information.
Which information?
This information you're talking about, and I'm learning it from you as well. That Kindiki is being stripped of his power.
No, that's not what is happening. According to people that I spoke with.
Okay.
What is happening is that there was a reassignment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's reassignment, and reassignment is normal in government.
Yeah, but you see what has happened politically.
There's no political implication.
No,
it has none.
What is going on right now, Diambo? Please get your head out of the sand.
No, it is out of the sand.
Yes,
it is you whose ass is up. Your head is in the sand.
It's fine, yes. But listen to me. I have a positive attitude to what I'm saying.
I have.
You don't.
No, I do.
So politically, what is going on is that they are capitalizing on it.
Oh yeah, they're capitalizing on it. But Kindiki has no problem with it.
No, Kindiki said on Facebook that it's fake news. The fact that he's been stripped of anything is actually fake news. He said by the time of going to the press at 7:30, it was at about 5,000, and most of the people were laughing at him and telling him that you can see that a lot of people are telling Wanamkejeli, of course you're useless because they've taken this away from you. And I was speaking to a lawyer before during the day, and the lawyer was telling me that actually the deputy president has no role unless it's given by the president. All right. So if you are told not to serve tea and go serve cakes, that's what you do.
Just go and serve cake.
But politically, it looks like they're capitalizing on it.
And that's okay. What do you expect them to do? They're idle.
Who?
The people are capitalizing on it.
Why is it that today you're not talking politically?
I'm talking politically. It's you who's expecting something else. When I don't meet your expectations, it looks frustrating. Yeah, because you said clearly this is a reassignment.
I want you to tell me that it was a bad move by the government to reassign him at this particular time.
That is what you want me to say.
Yes.
But that's not what I want to say. What I'm saying, it was a normal reassignment. It is not looking bad on the government. It has no political implication. If Kindiki cried out, it will have political implication.
Okay.
Right now, it is people pushing relevance with it. Yeah, ametolewa. Wameanza kumtoa. Okay?
Yes.
There is that anticipation. It is in the interest of Rigathi, I believe, for a separation to happen between Ruto and Kindiki. It is in his best interest that happens. But unfortunately, it may not happen. Kindiki, I mean, if he's being frustrated, it will be evident, it will be seen. But why would you frustrate Kindiki anyway?
Do you actually think that Kindiki is well? I'm going to give you. I think that at the time that the DO was being booted out, being impeached, I think that it was a good thing to have a fallback in the name of Kindiki. But as we take the sharp bend towards the elections of 2027, do you think Kindiki becomes the sharp knife Ruto wants in the mountain?
Does Ruto need the sharp knife in the mountain?
Yeah, but he needs to get a piece of the cake. Of the Mount Kenya cake.
Ruku is doing it well.
Ruku?
Yeah.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. Remember, you only need a narrative in Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
Just a narrative. And Kindiki is not good in narratives. That's given.
Now we are talking.
Yeah.
Now we are talking.
Because
now we are talking.
Okay, let me say this.
Now we are talking.
Kindiki is not good in propaganda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? So his role cannot be to go and propagate.
Yeah.
He's a stabilizer. His role is to stabilize. That is why in 2022 or 2021, when he was making a choice of his deputy, he did not choose Kindiki as much as Kindiki was the popular candidate.
Okay.
He chose to go with the propagandist who was Rigathi, who could offend and who could push the narrative against the Kenyatas heavily. It was Rigathi who was appearing on TV every day. KTN, I remember.
Yeah.
Every day.
It was on KTN every day. Every
day, pushing the agenda of Kenyatas have done what, XYZ, bad. Even after they went into power, he was still very much against Kenyatta and family. And that was, you remember, Mount Kenya revolted against President Kenyatta, not against Raila Odinga.
Okay.
So they revolted against President Kenyatta and punished him by voting in who?
Ruto.
And that's a fact. So I don't see, up to this moment, the purpose for Kindiki in terms of political capital for President Ruto. In any case, President Ruto needs a stable deputy.
Okay.
Not a fiery-faced deputy.
Okay, but I would say that he may need that until Firimbi Lie for 2027.
Yes.
But he will need somebody who is strong. So then, what you're telling me is that politically, administrative-wise, Kindiki is preferable. All right? But when we go to the field, especially when that bell goes somewhere around February, all right, he will need Ruku more than he needs Kindiki.
Of course, he needs Ruku more even now.
Okay.
Because Ruku can talk.
Jagero.
He has no shame. He can say, you know what?
Yeah.
Nyinyi bwana ni nini?
Jagero,
sisi in Mount Kenya is ni hivi.
Yeah. Jagero, you know what Odhiambo is saying?
Yeah.
Is almost standard how politics works across. In every regime, you need someone who can say what a presidential material does not say. Kindiki is already a presidential material. He is part of the presidency. And that is why it was obvious when Rigathi was going too far, and everybody was like, it is not good for, this guy is just 1 inch from president. Anytime he can be president, God forbid if anything happens. So Kindiki is in that space. There are things Kindiki will not say and is never going to say, even when it is 2027 campaign.
Okay.
But every regime has to have someone to say that.
Okay.
So they have found Ruku to be able to say it. And when you see the meetings that happened the other weekend across Meru, Embu, towards Tharaka-Nithi, including Governor Muthoni Njuki, everybody spoke what Ruku said. And that is what moved Rigiji to go to that side to actually try and galvanize. So Ruku is what they need, all the president need to say it. And Ruku has an office, so he has power, and he can say it. Kindiki is never going to say it, but let me bring you back. In the way our governance and politics is played, when you are sent, even if it is you, Jagero, tomorrow, if you are sent to an office like what Kindiki has, a deputy president, you will have 3 or 4 MPs or senators or politicians around you who you will tell to go and say some things, and you will never be the one to say those things. So if Kindiki was truly being kicked out or being stripped off, those are the people who you will hear speaking. If you have not had any of them speak, then it is still a rumor or it is not there. It is a narrative that is being created, and probably it could be created. There are also high chances, the Ambo might confirm or not, that this can also be created from Rigathi's corner to be a narrative to counter the narrative of Wacha Mlima Ipasuke.
Yes.
So that when they want to say Wacha Mlima Ipasuke, sisi tumetosheka, they begin to meet a narrative that says, mulikuwa mnasema ipasuke na hata nyinyi mnafukuzwa. Because you remember, it is Rigathi who started the narrative.
Yes.
One day he said, I can see, you remember when Ruku said this, you will not continue like this when it is one from our end, when we have supported you fully. He went to one of the press conferences.
Yes.
And he said, don't hit this guy Kindiki.
Correct.
Wachaneni na yeye. Move to Murkomen, hit the president, wachana na Kindiki for now.
Yes.
And then he played a safe game saying, hata huko naona already anapigwa na watu ya ODM wanataka hii kiti yake. You remember that?
Yes.
So that is when the narrative started. And now it is being propelled. So that the people who are courageously going about saying what ipasuke can find this narrative and say, wait a minute, is it true that we are also being fought from this other end, their president? So I think it is just a narrative, because if it was true, the same Ruku, who has now come out to be the real defender of Mount Kenya East and led by Kindiki, would have been the first one to actually blow the whistle and say, we don't like what is happening inside there.
All right, thank you very much. We want to go to the next political headache, political temperature. And Odhiambo, this is for you. ODM is fronting Oparanya to be the flag bearer or deputy president or whoever. They are not keeping quiet. Sifuna went and stormed Bungoma, stormed Trans Nzoia, and now ODM is like, okay, what is going on? You guy, what is going on with ODM?
ODM.
His ODM.
Oh, his ODM.
Yes.
I'm not in any shape and form to advise ODM. ODM is way bigger than me.
Okay.
But I can only observe.
All right.
So I will observe what's going on in ODM. What's going on in ODM, in my view, is that the story, the narrative of the nation has escaped the balance of ODM. They've been absorbed. Initially, ODM used to drive the narrative of the nation.
Correct.
But now they're not driving it. They're not saddling, in your words. They're now in the
carrier.
In the carrier.
Yeah.
And people saddling are Sifuna and Wamunyoro and Ruto.
Okay.
So ODM has become a backbencher in Kenya's politics.
Okay.
Because there is no strong narrative. There's nothing that they're standing for accurately right now. ODM as is today, is sort of disappearing into, it has been co-opted and absorbed completely by the broad-based regime. And that is seemingly what they are choosing to go with. Remember, even when Raila was alive and was a broad-based member, he still used to talk about some things that the government was doing wrong.
Okay.
Just to keep ODM afloat. Mm-hmm. There must be a strategy in ODM that keeps it alive.
And a lot of people are saying that this thing that he used to say, even when he's inside government, are the things that Sifuna used to say, and he would let him say them.
Yes. There's a way that currency keeps relevance in politics. And that is what ODM has lacked now in terms of, ODM is not much about the currency now. The only thing they're talking about is, we must remain in government, which is good, of course, I'm not saying it's bad. They must remain in government, they need to be in government. But how about the national conversation? Where are they in the national conversation? Apart from saying we must be in government. They're disappearing somewhere there. And so, then they lack the political capital that can even inspire their people, if not mobilize them to get up and vote for the president.
Somebody was telling me that the reason why ODM is going down the drain is because there is nobody with free time in their hands away from local politics. Because Raila never was free to deal with national politics. Yeah. But it's right now, if you look at everybody that is involved in ODM, is actually going for the local politics.
Yeah.
And they are not interested in this national politics. They are talking about it, but if you look at the luminaries in ODM, they are all fighting down there. So perhaps that is the problem. Do you agree?
I think that's true largely, because their backgrounds there's fire in the backgrounds of these leaders, each and every one of them. There's somebody who is running very strong against them, because initially most of these leaders were compromise candidates in the party primaries.
Okay.
And so most of them largely lack popular legitimacy, and they have to go back and seek consent. And as that is happening in ODM, then they fizzle out of the national conversation. And perhaps it is time they wake up and smell the coffee that they fizzled out, and they need to find a way. So, but somebody like, and let me say this with a lot of reservation and a lot of respect to Junet.
Okay.
I strongly feel that Junet and his team are these people who are auctioning ODM at the price of a song.
Okay.
For the reason that ODM, lacking in national conversation, and then bringing mediocre conversations such as Oparanya becoming a deputy president candidate for ODM.
Oparanya is not a big name?
No, it's mediocre. In my view, I could be wrong. Because what about him?
Is it the guy who built level 6? Is it the same guy?
What about it? Yeah. Yeah. What about him? Does it represent the hope of Western Kenya? I doubt if he does. But if he does, then so I am wrong. There needs to be some regeneration in ODM. Because look at the average age of the leaders in ODM today. It's about 57. The average age of the leaders in ODM, or late 40s, if I'm too wrong, late 40s. Is it representative of the base of ODM? No. The base of ODM is very young, and that's why quite a big chunk of that base is shifting with Sifuna. Because Sifuna is more of the fiery spirit that Raila had.
Okay.
They're going with that political spirit with Sifuna. They're going with him. And ODM then is on its deathbed, basically. Because if majority of your supporters or your leaders are 47 plus, and majority of the fresh blood are largely below 30, you need to have a face. Because I don't think if my friend Kasmuel is doing a lot of justice to ODM,
okay,
or if he's being facilitated enough to do justice for ODM in terms of the youthful rejuvenation,
okay,
I doubt if Ketora is doing a lot of justice to ODM in terms of the youthful regeneration. I think he is old now and needs to relinquish that position.
Alionya,
yes, but Alionya, is she speaking for ODM or is she speaking for the state? I'm lost somewhere there. Mesha will guide me.
Yes.
I'm lost somewhere there.
Yeah, but I'm going to stay with you for a while.
But from what I observe, Alionya is
speaking for the state.
Speaking for the state, and she's very effective at it. very effective at it. Because she speaks some of the things which people may not want to hear. And that is just fine. I saw her doing a video about the president's work. You know, at least somebody else talking about the president.
Yeah, she's very confrontational. But yeah. I am thinking of Yambo, and you are one of those people that I'm looking at, and I'm taken aback. There's a lot of confusion within the young ODM luminaries. ODM in quotes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're not really ODM. Because Meshach, consider this situation. That Odhiambo Otieno is running as an MP in the Potato Republic.
Yes.
But he's partyless. Right? He does not have a party, but he's there every weekend. Yes. And this is, you could not imagine this just a year ago. You couldn't. And I doubt if Odhiambo is in Sifuna's camp. He is not. But Odhiambo is running. So figure it out for me. I think that it is a very concerning thing to Raila, wherever he's seated with who do you think Raila is taking tea with in heaven? Kenyatta?
That machinery was built by Raila for Raila. It was not built for succession of Raila.
Okay.
And even those who are hanging on ODM right now know very well that the last kick of ODM is 2027. And that last kick is them clinging on the ODM ticket as much as they can. For example, Jagero, in Kabondo, where I come from, I don't have to contest.
Can we get some water, please?
Yeah, I don't have to contest against. I don't have to contest against or the ODM ticket. I don't have to struggle with it or for it. The thing that I need to do is to ensure that I focus more on just having a conversation. We're just having a conversation with the people, because there's no hope for me in ODM as a person.
Are you afraid that they are not going to give you the nomination?
I've worked in ODM.
So that's the answer.
I know what ODM is. If you lied to once, it's okay. It's a mistake.
Meshach,
but twice,
you are a very good Nilot. What is going on in your backyard? I understand that you support the state, but huku nyumbani kunaendeleaje?
I support ODM.
Okay.
And ODM is in some working relationship with UDA, which makes broad-based.
Okay.
So the conversation on the table is yet to happen, but soon will happen. I think there is one thing that most people may be getting wrong here.
Okay.
We in the ODM, and by extension the Luo nation, may not be looking for another Raila.
All right.
Because you can't replace him. Raila is not replaceable.
True.
What the Luo nation and most of the ODM supporters would be looking for in this election is a choice with the current existing choices.
Okay.
So I see for the first time that the support base of ODM in Luo Nyanza will face this election with the lens of the Luo nation.
Okay.
All the other elections, they faced with the lens of nation Kenya. And that is why it was more important for Raila to be president to them than getting even the right choices on the ground. So they could actually sacrifice and say, if it is governor you want, please be. We are focusing on Raila to be president.
Okay.
If it is MP you are looking for, please just be. We don't mind. If Raila is going to be president, that is good enough for us.
Okay.
But because they are aware that Raila is not there and no one is in a position to actually fight the kind of fight Raila would put to a presidential race, they are coming back to now look at the election of 2027 in the lens of Penyluo, in Luo land.
All right.
Which of the choices currently existing has anything better for us?
Okay.
If the bridge between Imbo and Busia is going to be completed and it has been a menace for us for a long time, can the other existing choices be better than this? If the road from Migori going inside Meuru and the places that have been always having no road is being done currently, the choice is there, and there is also the opposite side. Can the other side give us a better one than this? So I actually feel happy for the first time Pinyiluo are going to face this election based on what can they get out of a government.
Okay.
The other time, it didn't really matter. It was, can Raila ever be president? We have fought for long. We have yearned for this for a long time, to just see Baba become president of this country. That is not the question. So if anybody is bringing, that is why I am not sure if the Sifunas are going to harvest as much as people think they are, because for me, what I saw in the weekend between Trans Nzoia and Bungoma is nothing new, because we saw Wamalwa doing the same. And Sifuna was welcomed at home, which everybody has. Matiang'i was welcomed the same way in Kisii when he came back from the US. The same people turned up. But again, you realize, even if somebody would want to tell us in the ODM that, you know, it was a big mistake to do this, and now you see what Sifuna has become. I don't think Sifuna gave us Bungoma, because we never had Bungoma. He became SG for ODM for 8 years, and we don't have one single MCA elected in ODM in Bungoma. We don't have more than one MP, which is Caleb Amisi in Trans Nzoia. Nothing more than that. I think even MCAs are not there for ODM. So if they went and filled the stadium, poster grounds, what has ODM lost there? They never were ODM. They were never ODM. Maybe UDA should be worried that Sifuna actually took their people, because that is where they were.
All right.
So if Sifuna will go elsewhere other than home, then the worry should become now a reality. The only danger is people should see this from afar and imagine, because that is how the thinking is shaped. So somebody from Turkana, where ODM has other base, might see that and imagine that this young man is actually running away with ODM.
All right.
But with time, we will see.
All right. So people of the internet, we want to go to our conversation that we are having today.
Yes.
The question that we are asking today is, has Wamunyoro and the larger Mount Kenya decided to turn their backs on Matiang'i and turn their backs on Kalonzo Musyoka? The other day there was a question, and something that is very interesting that Mr. Gachagua came out and said verbatim that if Matiang'i could pull his weight and Kalonzo could pull his weight, huyu jamaa hangeharibika kichwa. And he was referring to His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, about the same. So I have been digging and wondering what is really going on with the rise of Sifuna. So what I have found out is that it is very clear that it looks like Uhuru Kenyatta, it looked like Wamunyoro is actually turning their backs away from Matiang'i and from Kalonzo Musyoka, and are most likely going for Sifuna and Jimmy Wanjigi. That is what I am having. And like I said, I spoke to several camps, and those several camps could not deny that what I am talking about and what I am seeing and what Odhiambo is seeing is actually incorrect. So we went to the streets today and we spoke to people and we asked them, what do they think about a Sifuna Wanjigi ticket? And we had a few people telling us, what is it called, the first video? Sifuna Wanjigi ticket. Play for us so that we can hear what people are saying about that. And then we are going to play what people are, when we ask the second question. Okay then, so if Sifuna and Wanjigi are on the same ticket, who becomes the presidential candidate? And with a few, 2 or 3 people, I mean, this is not a poll. We're just telling you what people said on the streets. Yes.
For me, real quick, I think Sifuna might become a president, or can be. should become a president. He has shown a very, very strong position and msimamo wake pia.
Majina ni James Wabwile, ulenye mkazi wa Nairobi. Nyumbani kwenyewe ni Western Bungoma, mahali Sifuna anatoka. Ukiniuliza swali kuhusu Sifuna na Wanjigi, Wanjigi is a billionaire. Billionaire ni tajiri. Wanjigi is not a politician. Sifuna ndiye a politician.
Reality is Sifuna kwa saa hii akona nguvu kuliko Wanjigi. The only problem he has or he is lacking in the source of funds, whereby Wanjigi he is well off. Akona na pesa. But Sifuna hana pesa, but ground akonayo.
Mimi sijaiona Jimmy Wanjigi akipiga siasa. Najua tu yeye ni mtu wa kusupport watu wa siasa. So siwezi sema akona following kwa siasa. Naweza sema Sifuna ako juu yake mbali sana.
Mimi ukiniuliza watu wawili, mimi nasema ni Sifuna.
Kwa nini Sifuna?
Sifuna juu ni Sifuna. Saa hii kila mtu saa hii akili ya kila mtu, hata ukiuliza huyu atakwambia yeye akili yake inapiga tu Sifuna. Hakuna kitu kingine watu wanafikiria.
Sifuna huwezi linganisha saa hii Sifuna na Wanjigi. Yeah, because Sifuna na amekuwa famous sana na hiyo ile kujitokeza amejitokeza kwa saa hii. Huyo ni mtu nakombea hata siwezi mkombea na mtu yote. Saa hii Sifuna ako juu sana kushinda Wanjigi.
Niambia Wanjigi, first of all, Wanjigi is not a politician. Yes. So ukiniambia umpatie flag bearer uache Sifuna, hapo tutakuwa tumepotea.
Sifuna na represent vijana, anaweza kuwa flag bearer, na kama ni lazima wakuwe na Jimmy, then Jimmy anakuwa deputy wake.
Anaweza kuwa the best deputy wa Sifuna.
Deputy? Mimi nikiangalia deputy Kalonzo hapana. Kalonzo si hatutaki watu waoga kwa serikali bado.
Sifuna ni anafaa achukue, Wanjigi achukue deputy.
Aha. Alafu nani unaona anafaa kabisa kuwa deputy wa Sifuna?
Ni huyo deputy wa Sifuna mwenye anafaa kabisa ni Kalonzo ama huyo? Watu wawili.
Ama Wanjigi.
The older generation, hiyo ni kina Mheshimiwa Kalonzo, Mheshimiwa Jimmy Wanjigi. Kama hao, mimi ningeomba tu hata wakuwe overseers. Wakuwe kwa government but kama overseers.
All right, so people of the internet, that is what people of the streets or people of Kenya are saying. It's not a poll like I've said, but we were just trying to see, okay, what are people saying about that ticket? All right, so Odhiambo, as I said before, and Mr. Meshach is here. I spoke with the Matiang'i camp.
Yeah.
And Matiang'i, what they're saying is Matiang'i has been criticized internally and externally for moving too slowly and failing to pull his weight, okay, in the effort to challenge the government. And obviously, Gachagua said as much. Okay, there has been an internal struggle within the campaign. There is a lady that was here that was shipped by the secretariat in the USA to come and help them with organizing things here. But apparently that has failed and the lady has left for the US. A new communication lead has been called to take her to do the work, which she's doing. And the other day she actually organized a conversation between Ikonini and Mr. Matiang'i. Okay, so the US group believed that because it had provided campaign money, it should call all the shots here in the country. All right, the Kenyan secretariat resented and rejected that arrangement. According to the sources that I spoke with, I can't say that they are telling me the truth. The source believe that the US secretariat or diaspora group is now taking a backseat. Matiang'i is beginning to appear more publicly, but the source account supports the view that the campaign reset came very, very late. Okay, and so Odhiambo, I spoke with Sifuna's camp. And Sifuna's camp were very, very, very outspoken about this issue. I spoke with a very senior person in Sifuna's camp. The source obviously does not deny or confirm that such talks are taking place. And the talks that are taking place is that Wanjigi is in talks with Wamunyoro if he can be fronted from the Mount Kenya region to deputize Sifuna. All right. The source obviously told me that Sifuna's camp is going for the presidency and nothing short of the presidency. So if somebody is coming from Mount Kenya, they have to come as a deputy president and not as a president themselves. The reason offered is that, and I asked them, why is it that you'd like to have Wanjigi in your camp? And they said that Wanjigi understands the anatomy of the government better than most political actors. The source views Sifuna as a neophyte in presidential level politics, believes Wanjigi could supply administrative and institutional knowledge. The source said that Wanjigi has the money to support the national campaign. The source also pointed to me that, by the way, there is no problem between Wanjigi and Uhuru Kenyatta. These are people that are coming from way, Odhiambo knows, way. I hear that they used to drive piki together in State House in the 80s. All right. And the source, they believe, can persuade Uhuru Kenyatta and associated networks in the transfer of power project, that he can go and get the money. If Uhuru gets Mount Kenya billionaires to sit down, say that this is the direction that we're taking, Mr. Odhiambo, they are going to be taking that direction. Okay, so those are the issues. I talked with Jimmy's camp, right? And I asked the question, do you deny? And the person told me, I am not going to comment on that issue. But the thing is, there is going to be a big shift. All right? Gachagwa's camp say that, okay, we don't have a presidential candidate and we are looking for one. That is the only thing. So, Odhiambo, yes. I want to start with you. How does this shock you? Because let's go to Matiang'i and Kalonzo. Have they shot themselves in the foot?
I don't think they've shot themselves in the foot. It is nature taking its course. That every atom has a lifespan, and they could have come to the end of their political higi-haga.
Okay.
But the next question then is Wanjigi Sifuna ticket surprising to me? No.
Okay.
I think I've told you this before, and I've shared it on other media platforms as well, that the most potent ticket is our Wanjigi Sifuna ticket, or Sifuna Wanjigi ticket, that is supported by the united opposition. Because this is a team of outsiders, quote unquote, in terms of, when you talk about Washington outsiders,
all right,
these are Nairobi outsiders who are not in the politics of State House, in how it is run on the daily basis, but have a different thinking. And Sifuna is coming with the people's will. He has the mandate of the people. And Wanjigi is coming with the know-how. He knows the infrastructure and topography of governance. He knows how to introduce new concepts into the country. And one of them that we credit to him is PPP, that we're now working with. To help us even finance projects. That is his brainchild. This is a man who is very creative, innovative in terms of government continuity.
Yeah.
So the two of them together, Wanjigi and Sifuna, it is the best thing that will happen to the opposition, if you ask me.
Okay.
And that means all these people decide and, wakaze kamba na waseme wacha tuendelee na hao vijana na Wanjigi.
Okay.
That's a fresh breath of air into Kenyan politics.
Yeah.
It doesn't shock me at all. I expected anything of that nature.
All right.
In fact, for me, it is the most potent ticket.
Yeah. Mr. Meshach, what do you think about the whole thing? Restrict yourself to what you think about it, because we are going to dive deeper into it. Yeah.
I think Sifuna needs Wanjigi if he is running for presidency than anything else. Not really because of money, but like Odhiambo has said, some understanding. You see, people assume that anybody who has been in politics, however short or long just understands how government is run.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Some people have been in parliament for long, but cannot run the executive. And that is, if you want to know that is a problem, see people who came from parliament to be governors.
Yeah.
They found now the real executive, and running it became a little bit of a problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it is not the same. In parliament, my work is talking. You just can talk.
Yeah.
And whether you're making sense or not, as long as you are talking, people feel like you are visible.
Yeah.
And that is a good member of parliament.
Okay.
But in executive, you must do more than you talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if we are not having water, it is not how much you talk that makes sense to us. It is the little water you can probably give us that now starts making sense.
Okay.
So if Jimmy is this guy who has been in the corridors around during Kibaki and also during Uhuru and also alongside with Jacom here and there, he might supply that knowledge that Sifuna needs. Because right now, in some instances, you even hear Sifuna speak and people are like, no, that one is too far. If you begin to say, we don't want highways, we don't want stadium, then what do we want? We cannot have a government where we're just going to sit down and look at who broke the law today. Because that is why we didn't even fancy Maraga again. We said, we're not looking for a chief justice, we're looking for a president. Because Maraga came on the platform of rule of law. Every time rule of law. And we're like, no, that one, leave it to the chief justice.
Okay.
So I think this ticket would be a good ticket, but only if it is supported by the entire united opposition. If it is not, then it is just going to be another good ticket that will miss the opportunity.
And that brings me to, because I posed that question to Matiang'i's camp.
Yes.
What happens if this exactly happens? Because the idea was that Matiang'i was coming from the World Bank or whatever it is. I don't know what this World Bank is. But he was coming from World Bank or wherever he was to come and be the president. Okay? And when he came, do you remember there was a poll immediately after Gen Z protest. There was a poll. And actually, I think he was ahead of Ruto. I think 32% or 36%. Right? He was 36%.
The way Kenyans gaslight.
And it was a huge thing. And Matiang'i was the biggest thing. But then somebody complained here at Political Headache and said that instead of this guy coming during the day, he came at night and took off to Kisiland. All right? So I asked this gentleman, what happens if Wamunyoro and Uhuru Kenyatta, your boss, actually decides to turn their backs on you? And he says that is betrayal. And what does betrayal mean? It means that we have to look for a new home. And this person told me that we are going straight to Ruto. All right? And I asked him the question of the Ambo, but then how do you sell Ruto to Kisii people? And this is what he told me. There is nothing as good as easy as selling as betrayal. Because we are going to be left with a bitter taste in our mouths. And we're going to say, look, oh man, we can be. But then again, what does Ruto promise him when he goes back to Ruto? What happens?
There's nothing new that happens. Because betrayal is the currency of politics.
Okay.
If it happens, so it happens. We move on to other things. Because anybody can betray anybody in politics. It's the nature of things. And what is permanent in politics, as it has always been said over and over again, is just interests. Okay? And so when Matiang'i, of course, I see Matiang'i joining Ruto.
All right.
I could be wrong, but the predictions we've made are always coming true. It will join. I see Kalonzo being rejected, joining Ruto. Because Sifuna, and if today it crystallizes very fast, and deep down you see Wamunyoro doesn't have an issue with these two. Instead, he's castigating these others.
Castigating the Kalonzo and Matiang'i.
And Matiang'i. And sisi tunakimbia na nani?
Na Sifuna.
Na Sifuna. Kama mngekuwa mnakimbia kama sisi, mimi na Sifuna. It's telltale. Those are his words, not our words. It's there. They can Google and see it. So is there possibility, and I've said it here before again, Jagero, that who is Gachagua safe with amongst these opposition luminaries? Is he safe with Kalonzo? No. Is he safe with Matiang'i? No. Matiang'i is the one who used to persecute him when Matiang'i was in power. Is he safe with Sifuna? Perhaps. Sifuna is a righteous man, but I don't think if he will be, he will act out of malice to hurt Gachagua. Is he safe with Wanjigi? Of course. Wanjigi looks at him as a brother and says, okay, it could be a little bit, salty, but Nisawa.
Actually, I want to play that video. The number why Jimmy is the best option to unite the opposition. Can you play that video, please?
Oh, you have it?
Yes. We have that video.
That's interesting.
We have that video. Play it, please.
And does Matiang'i represent the collective self-interest? This issue about numbers is what is used to compel you into a decision, okay? Because if you ask me genuinely, the person who then sits at the most probable position to become the accurate presidential candidate for the United Opposition, I've said before, I will say, is Wanjigi.
Okay.
Because he then serves the collective self-interest of the elite on the other end. Yeah? Okay? It is Wanjigi.
Okay.
Who sits and who serves that interest best for all of them, and they all know it. The only thing that they're wondering is that he didn't study in the academy that they belong to, the academy of pig fight. So everybody in the United Opposition knows that the person who can actually serve our interest, collective interest, is
Wanjigi.
Okay? Because that's the capacity. But since he didn't go to Wamunyoro primary school,
all right,
it does not speak bomb like us.
Yeah.
And it does not wear coats that look like they have sand in them. Then he's not one of us.
Yeah. I want to get back to the Yambo before I go to this gentleman. I asked somebody today that how much does Sifuna know about that? Does Wanjigi know about the government? Because he has never been a government, and this guy gave me it is I think around lunchtime. He gave me a very interesting thing that when you look at Kenya, think about a theater.
Yes.
All right, where the anatomy is put on the table, and Wanjigi has never held a scalpel.
Yeah.
Okay, but he has seen the body bleed.
Yes.
He has whenever the scalpel is handed over to be taken away, it is him. He has always looked at that body being operated, and he has got a muscle memory of that body, and that is Wanjigi, who Wanjigi is. But the question I want to ask you is, because it is high stakes politics, there is something that is happening here, is that hakuna serikali ya pembe mbili.
Yes.
And when I spoke to someone, they told me that Sifuna is very difficult to pin down. Sifuna is arrogant. And when you add Sifuna's arrogant to the fact that he's sitting in State House and he's the one with the power, he's wondering how Gachagua controls that government. But then when I speak to somebody else, they tell me that, look, Sifuna does not understand that anatomy at all. And so he's going to rely on Wanjigi to show him the ropes.
Well, that's far-fetched.
That's far-fetched.
That's far-fetched because look at it from this perspective. One, Sifuna and Wanjigi cannot operate from fear point at this level. Because if you look for faults in life, you'll find them. They're everywhere.
Okay.
If you look for the reason why you should commit suicide or die by suicide, it is everywhere. Everybody hates you, everybody likes you, or whatever. If you look at the reason why you should live, you'll find it. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's perspective. So first, the perspective that these guys must adopt and I believe they're adopting, is the perspective that we need to cross a bridge.
Okay.
And the bridge is to remove President Ruto from power. That is their saying. Once we cross there, these are the things we are going to do. So they agree. And I believe these two are gentlemen. Of course, Sifuna could be having his downside, which I don't seek to concentrate on because everybody has a dark side.
Okay.
Okay? Wanjigi could also be having his dark side, just that it may not be as pronounced. So they must agree. But
you see, that is what I can't figure out.
Yeah, so they must agree.
Nobody tells me about Wanjigi. Nobody knows Wanjigi.
He's smart. He's smart enough to cover his ass.
But nobody talks about an angry Wanjigi.
Yes, because he understands. And if you look at his teeth, you will see that those teeth, you can't afford to be angry in them. You can't afford Jagiru. But anyway, that's the point. The fellow has mastered his emotions.
He has mastered his emotions.
He has mastered what face to present. Remember, he's not a greenhorn in government. People think he's a greenhorn in government. And remember, Wanjigi has always been in government, not just being in, he's always formed those governments. He's been one of the chief brokers or chief, how would I put it, fixers of the state. So he operates at a level beyond parliament, a level beyond the presidency. These are the men...
Street wall of Nairobi.
Yes, these are the Wall Street of Nairobi.
Street wall of Nairobi.
You like the street wall?
Yes, that is it.
Yeah. So these are the military complex contractors. Because I believe, I have every reason to believe, and if I'm wrong, then Jimmy, I'm sorry, but I have every reason to believe that Jimmy is very much involved in military contracting.
Okay.
And at that level, you operate beyond the presidency. Because, tell me why. Jimmy Wanjigi has been there since 2002.
Before.
In fact, before. But actively. Around 2002.
Yes.
Having the levers of power. 2008. 2012, bringing the SGR issue, introducing the PPP thing. 2013, reconciling Raila with Uhuru. 2017, after the second election, again in his house, is where things were now going south or north. And that's when we started seeing him now, coming out. So
when they were bombing his house?
Yes, so this is a man who, I don't know the best, but I'll call him Don Jimmy Wanjigi. He's the Don of Kenya's political architecture. He's not just a common politician, he's a strategist, but not low-level strategist like some of us. He operates at the level where he accesses information. That is why, if he talks about debt, he does not try to fumble about it. He has information that is confidential about debt.
Do you think that there is the confidence papers around debt?
Yes, there are confidential papers around debt.
Do you figure out he has seen them?
He has seen them. And remember, since he operates beyond the state, because this is a man who engineers dealings and business between Kenya as a state and other countries or governments. So which means the government reports to him in a particular fashion.
Okay.
He has a line, or he has had advantage of a line.
He's one of those guys that hop into a jet and into Dubai and wait for and has a conference.
Yes,
with both parties.
At both parties, and it is never televised. These are the people who will phone the sheikh of some country, and his jet flies and he speaks from the runway. He does not go through immigration. He operates at that level, at the level of Raymond Reddington, in my view. But he's not a criminal, of course. I'm just saying the style of operation. So this fellow understands deep, because he has access to that information. He knows what government is. Sifuna may not have accessed critical, crucial information. But the thing is, this is where the twist is. Let's look at the picture. That Sifuna has been declared the president. What happens? Immediately, I've told you before, he'll be taken away by the military for a briefing. Immediately, the National Intelligence Service will start briefing him of what is happening in the country. Even him will be shocked. at what is happening in the country. Because there are files you are given at that moment, and you're like, what's going on? And then he will start to acclimatize to what statecraft is. And he'll be told plainly what it means to be president, because there is no place where you can intend to be a president. That's why he's introduced to what the presidency is. You are all knowing at that level. And every morning, the National Security Council sits with you. And the person who sits there is the head of the NIS, Director General, who briefs you on what is the newest happening, including what Jagero said to his wife on the bed. Okay?
Very good.
Yes. They tell you.
I would like that.
Yes. They will tell you how the United States is preparing an impending attack on you that is not violent, but maybe streetwise. They'll brief you of things. Then at that moment, do you think Sifuna is going to ask Wanjigi kuja? There's this one that you need to know. Because I believe, even me I don't know, but I'm just trying to imagine from what you were told, that their level of clearance which you need to access particular information.
Okay.
The only thing that will make these guys work is goodwill.
Goodwill.
And gentlemanliness.
And that is what takes me back to Meshach.
Yes.
Meshach, if we then have Wanjigi, the Almighty, then is Sifuna draining the swamp?
Jagger, you're asking as if we already have them. We don't have them.
No.
Remember, I'm in broad-based.
No.
And I'm trying to see how this is not happening.
You're in trouble.
But start thinking that it is happening.
No.
Let me for a minute think it is happening.
No, but the question I'm asking you is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Is Sifuna and Wanjigi ticket a new dawn? That's the question I'm asking.
I actually don't think it is, because our problems remain. I mean, if we have a debt to this level and we have a problem with funding of either our education or health, there's nothing new done if today nobody cracks it and say, this and this and this is what is going to bring a new change.
Okay.
So far, that is not the conversation. Wanjigi is big on the debt conversation.
Okay.
And Sifuna is big on the human rights and freedom and all those kind of things. So we are still, from where I sit, I still don't see a new dawn. I see us changing the figures, which we will be seeing on TV more often, to a new group of people.
Yeah.
But there's one thing we cannot ignore. The question of the people behind Sifuna and Wanjigi. The people behind them have got their agenda, and we cannot assume that their agenda is me and you and the country and the population.
Yeah.
Their agenda might be so different from that. If our agenda happens to benefit, well and good, but their agenda must be number one. Because you don't want to tell me if it is, for example, Uhuru Kenyatta and the Kenyatta family, that they want to put their money, big monies into this campaign because they love Kenya, they want to rescue Kenya.
Yeah.
No, they are putting it that there is agenda, but if Kenya gets rescued one or two ways, so be it. That is it. So that agenda will dictate how these people are going to handle the first day of the State House meeting. If, for example, like Odhiambo says, now you are calling your deputy, you are my principal assistant.
Yeah.
This issue has been brought here. How do we rescue the situation? They will also have people to ask.
Yeah.
Because the agenda of those people, again, is very important in solving this. You might solve this the first day and you mess up with the other people in trying to solve this. So it's a very complex thing, but I think today what is important is them coining a narrative that makes people who believe in them feel like we are going to unlock the issue of education funding. This is how we are going to unlock it. We are going to unlock the issue of SHA or whatever that is not working for us. And the issue of economy that people feel like there is no enough disposable income. So this is what must be talked about now before that room, the conversation in that room. Because this is where the problem has been. When William, for example, went on to campaign, the campaign was all rosy. It was all about, it cannot be that every other time the discussion is about who becomes governor, who becomes president, who becomes what. Mine is about the people, Mama Mboga, Boda Boda, and the people bought that.
Yes.
Until they went into the office, and the first day they took oath, even on the day they were taking oath, Rigathi was already out preaching doom. We found coffers with nothing. There is no money. So the people who are waiting start feeling, when the president assigned him to go for one of the graduation, he poured on them more doom than any other time. You are graduating, but just know there's nothing.
Yes.
So it became bigger and better as they were going on, and then the Sufuria thing came and all that. So today, these two gentlemen must first find a platform. Right now, I still feel like they are having nothing specifically. You know, Ruto is having his advantage, that there is a bridge linking Tana River and Kilifi, the Galana, Kulalu, and many people living there. Some have got their children who have been eaten before for a long time by crocodiles trying to cross. For the people there, Ruto has an agenda, to a platform to campaign. But how is Sifuna and Wanjigi, for example, going to make sure that these people ignore that and buy into this agenda? That yes, a bridge has been done to you, but we have a bigger agenda than just that bridge. So I think it is late. It is getting late for them. If it is happening, it should actually happen now.
Odhiambo,
because Ruto started selling the narrative immediately in the handshake 2018.
Yes.
So while Uhuru was like, let me work for the people, they were selling. And by the time they were stopping work for the people and now tell the people what they have done, the people had bought the other narrative in Mount Kenya.
Odhiambo, I'm wondering, Gachagua is between a rock and a hard place. What is that? How is you say it?
Yeah, between a rock and hard place.
A rock and hard place, right? What can Wanjigi and Sifuna possibly give him? Because he has to be their loudest voice in Mount Kenya. What is he getting from it?
Gachagua has a score to settle with President Ruto.
Okay.
He can't settle it through Kalonzo and Matiang'i, because Matiang'i did it the first time. He can do it again when he gets to power. He'll just dismiss him and that's it. Sifuna and Wanjigi are a safe pair of hands for Gachagua, because at least they can talk. Hawezi mdharau. Sifuna looks like a man who respects old people.
Okay. Except Buru.
Yeah.
No, I think he does, save for he disagrees with some mannerism. I think he does respect Buru. Politics is different, I believe so. Because, like for example, would you say that Ruto disrespected Raila? I doubt. Politics is very different, because when they meet, or for example, if you look at when Raila was being buried, Ruto, I think, gave Raila the decency of a father. Even when Raila was still alive, after they had mended fences, he gave him the decency of a father in that respect. He continued referring to him as our mentor, our elder brother in politics. I don't think if Sifuna hates Oburu, it's just politics. Ni siasa tu, si hasa. So, Wamunyoro looks at Sifuna and Wanjigi and sees people who can not hurt him much. I don't think Sifuna genuinely would want to hurt Wamunyoro. For what reason?
Yeah, but the question...
And remember, Nani has numbers. Wamunyoro has numbers in terms of parliamentarians. You can already see them starting to clad some level of clothes in parliament. And many more, especially around central Kenya, would want to clad that neon color.
Okay.
That green color. It's called lemon or neon. They would like to...
Lemon, I believe.
Lemon, yeah? They would like to dress that color more. And where Wamunyoro is sitting, he must be asking himself a question. these my parliamentarians. If I gamble with Kalonzo and just give them the way nimefanya kazi kwa bidii, niwapatie tu, hapana. Nikiwapatia tu wanaweza nidharau because people hate gullible people.
Okay.
You know that. How about Sifuna? Sifuna anachapa kazi, huyu Wanjigi pia amekuja kwangu. You know, it's a big honor for Wanjigi to go to Wamunyoro. You know why? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a big honor. And it does not go to Wamunyoro that is greater than Wamunyoro. He humbles himself and goes to Wamunyoro as a brother and talk. So I think he looks at Wamunyoro, he looks at Wanjigi and Sifuna and says, I think these gentlemen, they're fair. Let me help them. With my numbers in Kikuyu land, if I give them this parliamentarian support, then I'm going to be a formidable partner on the table. Because they need me. They need my legitimacy. Remember, without Wamunyoro, then Wanjigi suffers credibility issues in Mount Kenya. Because if Wamunyoro goes with Wanjigi and says, he's our brother, ni mimi tumepatia yeye support, tuende na yeye, you know that game is done. Because the biggest role of Wamunyoro in 2027 is to be a kingmaker, is the determinant of 2027 elections. If he supports Wanjigi and supports Sifuna, then it's going to be a very tight race. Very. The only question is that if Wamunyoro runs, then Ruto becomes president for a second term.
Wamunyoro?
If he runs, Ruto becomes president for a second term. If he doesn't run, then there's a possibility that there could be a change in this country.
But let me ask you something. Is Wamunyoro not also going to be a serious weakness again, much as it is deemed that he has numbers and all that? Because they are outside Mount Kenya. There is a feeling, there could be a young man in Migori, where I come from, who feels like Sifuna is carrying this hope. But now going to Wamunyoro, of all the people, dilutes everything. Because how do you tell me that Wamunyoro is a change from Ruto? Because that is a question we cannot ignore. You saw that is what broke the ranks between them and Caleb Amisi, for example. Because according to the likes of Amisi, you can't tell me that it's a question I even had put on my Facebook today, that if this is what Wamunyoro still talks about, how we need Ameru and not Amuindi, and it's still the same Wamunyoro. And then Sifuna wants to convince someone like Meshach that Ruto doesn't have maadili that looks like mine, so we can't work. But Wamunyoro has those maadili according to him. How is that a change? How are they going to navigate that and convince somebody like me that it is actually a big change to not to work with Ruto, but work with Wamunyoro, who keeps telling everybody about Mulima as our people and all those kind of things.
But and even as you answer that, the question that I was asking Odhiambo is, what does Wamunyoro get?
Yeah.
What does he get?
You know, my brother Meshach must move on from some stagnancy.
Okay.
Of Wamunyoro's vitriol.
Okay.
It's only a fool who does not learn. I think Wamunyoro, by the exact fact of impeachment, he must be sitting somewhere and thinking critically. Did I make a mistake? It's only a fool who does not think. And I say, if he insists that is his nature and he can't help it, and he runs, then who loses? The country. In the question of the wake into a new vision, the country loses. It is seemingly a foregone conclusion by the people who are against the status quo that we need change. And that change is not going to come if people cannot sit and talk. And Wamunyoro knows that, you know what? There's some elements that I need to change. Even a man with the biggest ego will appreciate, unless he's sick. And if he's sick, then he will not change. But I believe that he must be thinking deeply about how to move forward. Park that aside. The other question is, now they're in power. Is he going to be a stabilizing factor, or is he going to be a jittery factor within government? What does he get? They must agree. And he has said before, you know, the beauty with him, he says it. That last time we went into power without signing anything. Now we have to agree on a few things. They will agree. Inevitably, power si harusi. a lot of interest shift. And I've said, when Sifuna will realize after he becomes the president that something happens differently in power, then things will change a little bit. And some of those things that will change is not limited to relationship between the president and somebody like Wamunyoro. But how then do they navigate the relationship? There's no relationship that is smooth. It is always full of conflict. How they navigate and come back from those conflicts is what matters most. And I believe, Jagiro, that what he gets, one, is redemption. That is very big for him. Redemption.
Yeah.
That he did away with President Ruto. That will be very huge for him. Number two, what he also gets is the hope of a better Kenya. Okay? What he must rescind is the tribal bigotry of saying if we brought more votes, we have to get more. That will not work. And Sifuna will tell him outrightly. And by that time, Sifuna will be president. We'll tell him outrightly, no, we're not doing that. We're not talking about Jamani. We cannot go back to talking about shares. And the country will also tell him.
Yeah.
But if he refuses to listen, the country will move on without him.
You speak as if the only thing that Wamunyoro wants from this government is to get Ruto out.
Clearly,
but I don't think so. I think that he wants more.
Like?
He wants to control.
What does he want to control?
He wants to control. He wants to be part of this. He wants part of this government.
Yeah.
So he wants ministries.
Of course, he'll be given. Of course, I mean that is common sense. He'll be given ministries. He has to be given. He has MPs, bro. He's brought some votes to the table. He has to be given something. Ministries, of course. He has to have some resources here and there. He could even take over parliament.
Yeah?
Yeah. His representative could be the speaker.
And what does this give him?
Third in command.
Third in command?
Yes. So he controls the legislative wing of the government's agenda.
So
then he's given a parastatal head.
Many, not one.
No. Him personally.
No. He doesn't need to. So remember, by the dint of impeachment, Gachagua may be out of power for a long time, but it does not mean he remains powerless.
So contracts he will get.
Of course.
So then the big question of the Ambo is Kenya a country ready for someone ruling from outside who does not take responsibility? Because if I am able to have that kind of control and I am not elected anything, I am actually impeached, I answer to nobody. So do we as a country feel that we are safer with such kind of government than a government where people are responsible for the questions we ask? Somebody
would argue that has been Raila for years.
Exactly. and I wanted to tell him that because he knows that fact. But two, when you look at what we are discussing, we're not discussing Sifuna, Gachagua, Wanjigi versus Ruto.
Okay.
We are discussing in the context of Sifuna, Wanjigi, Gachagua. Their government is seated. How are they running it? We're just trying to play around with that. We're not comparing two, because if we compare two, you know where I stand. That's different. But this is specifically just for our audience to try and understand. And perhaps not because we are the best in analysis, but we are what is there for now. So we analyze as according to how we are here and how we think. It is not the best. But even them, they're conversing. They're saying some things there. It's just a conversation. Of course, I have my reservations.
Yeah.
If we contrast them to President Ruto. But in their own element, I'm looking at it in the absolute format. And what will possibly happen. We're not prophets. It does not mean these are the things that will happen. But these are scenarios that I am trying to play in my head that could happen.
Okay. Get into Sifuna's head for me. What is he thinking? Because he knows that Wamunyoro is not a pushover.
Yes.
What is he saying? Is he saying, look, I'm gonna get in and deal with it when I'm in. It's an opportunity I'm not going to miss. So let me get in there and hear what they have to say. Some sort of arrangement between Sifuna and Wanjigi. Because remember, we have got a lot of things going on here, Odhiambo. We have Wamunyoro trying to look for what he wants. And then I don't think Wanjigi is also having Willie Sutieno. Wanjigi is also having Joaquim Simiyu. He's having, Wamboi here and there. he's got people. So how does it work? The levels.
So what Sifuna at that level must understand is state management. Management is not telling people the truth as it is. Management is ensuring that you maintain stability and spark growth. And whatever it takes to do that, you do it. And I believe there will be an agreement before then that this is how we're going to operate, these are your interests, this is how we are moving. And Wamunyoro must present his interests on the table. And they move. That's why I say, in my thinking, in that regime, as it is, if it establishes, they're going to say, and I look at it that when Wamunyoro, being out of power by way of impeachment, cannot get back to power unless the Supreme Court says otherwise.
Okay.
The best bet for him is to get a share of the government by way of percentage. By way of percentage. And that percentage, Wanjigi is part of it. Because which numbers is Wanjigi going to rely on? It is Wamunyoro's numbers.
Okay. So then
Wanjigi goes and negotiates with Sifuna on the strength of Wamunyoro's numbers.
So Wamunyoro and Wanjigi are a single unit.
Yes. That's exactly it.
So they have to go with Wanjigi and Wamunyoro have to sit down beforehand.
Yes,
they agree on what they want.
They will.
Then once they have agreed on what they want, Wamunyoro will bring his people, Wanjigi will bring his people, then as a unit they bring that on the negotiating table.
Remember the deputy president is a useless position, quote unquote, in terms of executive power. The person who has actionable power is the speaker, because he controls the legislative agenda of the regime. So that happens. Then what now happens at that level, Jagero, is what is interesting. That now we go to politics 101.
Okay.
Now Sifuna is seated at the helm, and Gachagua has refused to learn, and he says, you know what, nileta huyu jamaa kwa power, hata huyu deputy yake nileta kwa power.
Okay.
And it starts going round. So one thing has to happen. He has to be extinguished.
Wamunyoro.
Completely. He will be left alive. His life cannot be taken away, but politically he has to be extinguished.
But that is the thing, because even when you say that he has got the numbers in parliament, I remember when those are the same numbers we are talking about are the same numbers that impeached him.
The kingmaker must be killed for the king to rule. That is, I believe Gachagua knows that at the back of his mind. And he knows, even for him, he's not absolute. He has to learn to live with people. If he decides to be jittery within
2 months.
Within 2 months, then Sifuna may shock him. In fact, people around Sifuna may shock him. These are just reality of politics. Machiavelli tells us in The Prince that the kingmaker has to be done away with. And not kama Yeruto yenye anamwachia life ya kukimbia. Hapana, complete, done, out. And you're not able to see power again. You are depopularized in your area. And remember, there are state machines that are able to do that. Maybe Ruto at that time will look better.
What do you think? I am stuck at the fact that there is no swamp being taken away, and
that cannot be in isolation, because this gentleman called Kalonzo has some 2-3 million votes.
Yes,
that he carries everywhere he goes.
Okay,
so we probably are just painting a scenario where he is not part of the formation of this government, and probably he has already decided otherwise, because I don't think he will dare to go alone in this 2027 if he knows that I have been isolated completely. Sifuna is running with Jimmy, Wamunyoro is supporting them, and probably Matiang'i is back to William or something.
Yeah,
he will dare go somewhere, and probably it won't be with the Sifunas.
Okay. Odhiambo, the question then
and
is,
that
go ahead.
Might just take away the majority in parliament that was supposed to be of Sifuna and Jimmy's.
Odhiambo, what do you think the Kisis do for Matiang'i? Do they tell him, wewe kama unaenda kutaka kwenda kwa Ruto, wewe kwenda kwa Ruto, sisi tunabaki kipande hii? And what will Kalonzo Musyoka do?
Kalonzo Musyoka simply has to march straight to Ruto. I think his options are very slim. It is good for him, actually.
What do you mean it's good for him?
It's good for him because does he want to remain with his, what did you call those dogs? Labradors? the big dogs.
German shepherds.
Yeah. I think he also wants to have some activity, at least 1.9 million votes, Kidogo. He needs to make use of them somewhere. So I think he'll make use of them somehow. But look at it in the converse, Jagero, that Kalonzo remains with this team of opposition. What does he stand to gain? Because already he's not working hard, and that's the problem these guys have with him.
Yeah,
he's a snake.
Yeah,
full and just relaxing, waiting to slither through and pass through the chaos and get something for free.
Will the Kambas vote with the President Ruto, or they will go to Sifuna ama Diang'ingado?
The Kambas have no issue working with President Ruto. They have no issue.
They have no issue.
They have no issue.
But then it becomes very difficult if they boot Matiang'i out and they boot Sifuna and they boot Kalonzo, and that what does that mean?
Kisses have no issue being in government. They've always been.
They've always been in government. Can we pick calls?
Why not?
All right. People of the internet, you can call us now. If you can call us through the normal line, that would be amazing, because it is usually very, very good and it doesn't buffer a lot. But let us try this and see whether this is going to be Mr. Johnson Williams. Hello. Hello?
Hello?
Can we hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, how are you, my brother? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Yesa Johnson.
Okay.
I'm calling from Nairobi.
Okay.
And I come from Malava constituency.
All right.
Yes, I just want to give a few thoughts on the discussion. I see my friend seated there.
Okay.
But we have talked about the shares from what does Jimmy Wanjigi get from this government.
Okay. Something happened. Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. Hello? Okay, this one is not working. Hello?
How are you?
I am very, very well. What's your name and where are you calling us from, brother?
Mimi ni Daudi Mkombozi, napiga kwa mkuu wa London.
Okay.
Yeah, jana nilipiga lakini I think we were not able to connect.
Yeah, it was a very bad connection. Talk to me. What do you think?
Yeah, I think today you guys are having a very good conversation. I'm always tuned in, and I think I just wanted to address one thing that I heard you guys talk about.
Okay.
And it's regarding Gachagua, I think, castigating, is it Kalonzo and Matiang'i?
Yeah, we are talking about the Sifuna Wanjigi ticket.
Yes, but I just wanted to comment a bit on that before I come to Wanjigi and Sifuna.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think Rigiji did the right thing, because honestly, even you can tell from just the citizens in general, people have been really commenting on this, because you could tell even when Rigiji was actually abroad, the opposition had completely died down. We couldn't see any activity. Kalonzo, Matiang'i, and the other people were not going around the country campaigning.
All right.
And I think, what we're seeing with Akina Sifuna, almost each and every week, every other 2 weeks, they're going to, and crisscrossing across various parts of the country and really putting in a lot of work.
All right.
And at the end of the day, politics ni loko, wakitembea hivi, wanaonana, wanapiga kasongo, and that's really good. I think that it's good to pile pressure on them. I don't think they're disagreeing per se, but it was a question that was brought up. But it would be good to see them on the campaign trail doing more and more and more like Gabi and Sifuna are doing, the Linda Monanti.
All right. And what do you think about this ticket, Wanjigi and Sifuna?
For me, I think it's a really good ticket. I really like Sifuna first of all, because Sifuna obviously he doesn't have he doesn't have any bad. He has a really good track record. He was mentored by Baba, and he's going to be really good on the political side, which Wanjigi lacks. So I think they are going to be complementary. Because Wanjigi is really good on the economy. He's obviously going to tackle the debt issue, which is a big issue affecting the country. And I think obviously with the right support, especially from the mountain, and with all the financial backing that probably Wanjigi is going to bring, it's going to be a formidable ticket. So I really support it, and I think that structure it well, then take on Kasongo.
All right, thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from, brother?
Jagerari in New York, because it's morning in New York.
No. Good evening. You look like you're Udhiambo from Kakamega.
I'm Udhiambo from Kakamega, long time.
Okay, how are you doing? What is going on?
You are in a new suit today, but yesterday ulikuwa umevaa koti na chain. What's wrong, bro?
Yeah, sasa si pesa imeingia.
State House naona inakumwagia kitu. Odhiambo amekupeleka kwa gate.
What do you think about the ticket?
The ticket between Sifuna and Kalonzo is good.
Between Sifuna and Wanjigi, that's what we are discussing.
Between Sifuna and Wanjigi?
Yes.
Wanjigi does not bring with me that's an aura. Wanjigi is more or less to me like a kingmaker rather than a politician.
Okay.
Yes, Wanjigi cannot make a good deputy president with Sifuna.
All right.
I don't believe he has a national appeal to the people.
Atabebwa na Sifuna. Sifuna si anajua kuongea, ataongea kila mahali.
Yeah, Sifuna ataongea, but again, Wanjigi is better when he's on the background, when he brings the financial resources and when he brings all that. But I don't think he has that.
So you agree that he can bring that and be a deputy?
He can bring that one, but I don't believe it's somebody who can go out and persuade people, let alone Mount Kenya, to persuade them so that they can vote along that direction. I believe Wanjigi, no. Sifuna Wanjigi, no.
All right, thank you.
No.
Hello?
لقد تم وضع مكالمتكم في الانتظار من قبل الطرف الآخر. أبدا الانتظار. Your call has been put on hold by the other party. Please wait.
Okay, we have been put on hold by the caller. I think by mistake. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Jumba Anthony from Naivasha.
Okay.
I like the discussion.
All right.
What I would like just to keep in is that we started hearing about Jimmy.
Okay.
After kidnapping.
All right.
And I believe to get he had done a very good job and just kept him where he was supposed to be. He was supposed to do businesses, and these businesses, you get your cut and that is it.
Okay.
So things became messy when Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto came to power. They couldn't honor some of those. The big contract, maybe they signed with him, and they ran to somebody to protect him. That was like one thing. And also did a very good thing in actually protecting him and Jiki, because Uhuru Kenyatta didn't want anything to do with him during that time. So I believe right now, what is facing is the threat to whatever that he has done. He has to be in politics so that he can protect. Those people that he was lying to protect him, they're no longer there. I believe the ticket between Sifuna and him is not a viable ticket, because to him, if he can stick to the side of business.
All right.
The big contract that we normally get in the country, like transporting contract, the SDL contract and everything, and then you get it cut, is viable. And somebody that can promise to protect whatever that he has, that one is viable. That one can be done. I believe Sifuna can do that.
All right.
Yes, but
thank you. We have to go to another caller. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, how are you, brother? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yes, Jagero, thank you. This is Ajoga from Nairobi.
Ajoga from?
Nairobi. I'm here in Lakisama. There are two things that I would like to say.
All right.
Number one, I think Sifuna Wanjigi ticket is not a bad ticket, but now there has been a problem on how they are packaging that particular ticket. If in case it's going to happen in the future.
Okay.
Number one, if you look at, because on Wanjigi's side, it's Wamunyoro is the one vouching for him.
Okay.
But the way he's doing it by pushing other people away.
All right.
And then again, if you also look at Sifuna on his side, as much as he's trying to galvanize the country and probably the Luya nation.
Okay.
He's also trying to push some people away. So bringing these two people in the manner and fashion that they are doing, especially with the people around them, I don't think it's going to help them in the long run. Because again, as much as the Scorpion is not very active, and
but somebody has to be pushed out. Do you think they're going to be pushed out, or they're just going to bring them to a meeting and tell them, look, this is the direction for us that I think we think that this is the winning ticket, this is where we are going, and we are not negotiating. So join us.
But
and
now
those people should join them.
That again is a gamble, because now again it's in the possibility that we get it. This is what you're getting.
Okay.
But now on the other side, we have Ruto, who is already in power.
Okay.
And also has a 50-50 chance percent of getting a re-election. So who do you think Matiang'i will support in that scenario?
I think they will feel bad and probably take off to Ruto.
Exactly, and if they do that,
yes,
then Kambas have been very loyal to Kalonzo.
Okay.
And the case is even looking at what Morara did by getting to Jubilee for the sake of getting elected in Kisi, that tells you Matiang'i has a lot of say in Kisi land. All
right, thank you very much.
Just one more thing,
yes,
Jagero. When if in a scenario that we were talking about that these people get,
yes, I want to let me do something. Just a minute. There should be a way to merge these calls. No, decline this one. There should be a way to merge these calls. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Well,
you're on a conference call with a gentleman from Dubai. So when you finish talking, you can just drop off and they will continue.
Okay, thank you. Wamunyoro has to be very careful, because again, these people see him as a threat. They would derail him to an extent to making sure that his case within the Supreme Court does not come to maturity. So basically, he is in a very precarious position. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. My friend from Dubai, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you, Mr. Jagero?
I'm all right. Are you going to tell us where you are calling us from and your name?
I'm calling from Dubai.
Okay.
Let me withhold my name.
Okay.
So what I wanted to say is that sorry?
Your name betrays you.
Yeah, you already know me. So there is no issue.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is that the trajectory that Sifuna is taking is very nice. But for me, I'm worried.
Okay.
Because, I said before, I used to say that I would like to see a 3 horses.
All right.
And I would like to see Sifuna taking over, and then he have a baggage of Wamunyoro telling him how he took up the vote.
All right.
You can remember yesterday, there is a guy called from Muranga.
Okay.
And he said that Kangata made a big mistake.
All right.
Such people, they are not alone. And when Wamunyoro will come to this camp, he will take even those votes and say it is his. So why can't Sifuna, for me, I'd like to give him the Swahili msemo which say, kawia ufike.
Kawia ufike.
Because, exactly, because Sifuna normally says that he will take over, if he goes alone, he will take over at 1 o'clock. But if he goes with others, he will take at 8 o'clock. So for that, what it means is that if he goes alone, he can go for the rerun. And if he goes with others, he will take with 50 plus 1%. But for me, he'd rather go for a rerun than take for a 50 plus 1, and then he come with the baggage of Wamunyoro. Let these people be on the opposition be on their own. For me, I'd like to see him with
when you talk about the baggage, when you talk about the baggage of Wamunyoro, what is that baggage?
Because you see, the people of Mountain, they moved away from Ruto even before Wamunyoro came in. In fact, Wamunyoro came in and hung on a suit that it was not his. And now he's owning it.
All right.
You get my question? So for me, I feel, and then now he will come with the baggage that I am the one who brought this vote, like the way that he did to Ruto. Which is very wrong. There is a lot of people from the Mountain who don't subscribe to Wamunyoro, and Wamunyoro is owning them whether they want it or they don't. In Luo we say kitni or kitni.
Yes, it is you are my people whether you like it or not.
Exactly, whether you like it or not, you are my people and I own you.
All right.
And we were not there. There was a time Ruto used to go to Mountain and people will hang out very far. Those were the time that people moved away from him, and now Rigathi was there. And then when he was chased, he came and he owned a suit which was not his, because this suit didn't have an owner.
Okay.
And these people, they are there and they are watching and they are saying, we don't belong to this person, but okay, he's ours.
All right. Thank you very much.
If Sifuna will go there alone, he'll be listened to. Thank you so much.
Hello?
And then he came and he owned a suit.
Hey, can you?
Hello?
Hello, yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Jagero.
Okay.
And let me speak in Swahili.
All right.
Okay, ninatoka Narok.
Unatoka Narok, okay.
Yeah, so this thing ambayo unasema Sifuna na nani na
Sifuna ya Wanjigi ticket bwana. Sema ndio haraka.
So for me, what I think for me.
Okay.
So for me, what I think.
All right.
Sifuna, this thing of Wanjigi that Wanjigi ameishi kupigania ya economy.
Yes.
Itakuwa rahisi kuuzwa kwa crowd ambao Sifuna ako nao, because the thing that is affecting our country now is about the economy, and this economy ni kitu imeaffectiwa na mambo na madeni ambao Wanjigi ameishi kupush.
All right.
So we need someone in that government ambao itakuja na Sifuna ambaye anaweza kuja kusolve this issue of madeni. Okay. So then again, itakuwa ngumu pia kupigana na Wanjigi. Mtu kama Wanjigi hajasukumwa na Gachagua, itakuwa ngumu sana Wanjigi kupigwa na Gachagua akisema yeye ni betrayer, kwa sababu Wanjigi pia ni mchukuu kama Gachagua mwenyewe. So hii kitu ya deputy si ati tunahitaji kama watu ambao ni walinda wananchi, juu tunataka mtu ambaye atakuja kututafutia kutumobilize kwa ground, because the ground yenyewe isha mobilize already.
Okay.
So tunataka tu mtu ambaye atakuja kusaidia kutengeneza manifesto, kusaidia kusolve hii mashida ambayo tunapitia kama nchi.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm very well. What's your name and where are you calling us from, brother?
I'm Abdi from Meru.
Abdi from Meru?
Yes, but bana mimi natoka Marsabit.
Unatoka Marsabit?
But I stay here in Meru. That's where I work.
Okay, wewe si mtu ya Kidiki?
Let me tell you, you see me, I'm on the ground here.
Okay.
Every day, 7:30 by day, I tune in to listen as I work. You guys keep me company so well.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you to Odiambo. I love the way you think.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, tell my brother from Dubai as we start.
Okay.
DCP is in the blood of the people. You see, I'm from the ground here.
Okay.
It is in Meru, and this thing of Mount Kenya East and West is not working.
Okay.
I tell you, Jagero, I can bet on my life. DCP, this thing of Kugawanya Milima is not working.
Hey.
Sifuna Wanjigi ticket.
What do you mean by Kugawanya Milima? What? No,
Kugawanya Milima Mount Kenya East, what Ruku is an enabler. It is not working.
What do you mean by it's not working? I think Ruku is doing.
The people are not buying the idea. It is Ruku who is talking.
Sometimes you just said to be a pace.
Okay.
The issue about Sifuna and Wanjigi ticket.
Okay.
Perfect. But there is two things here.
Okay.
One, the big brother.
All right. The big brother. Wamunyoro.
No, Uhuru Kenyatta.
All right.
Wanjigi has been fighting the big brother.
All right.
Where will the big brother should be?
Okay.
The second thing is, can Wanjigi be the new Karua that is pulling down the ticket? Something to consider. But it is perfect from an open-minded perspective.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Jagero. Have a nice time.
Bwana, watu wameongea sana. We have got 80 missed calls. That is fine. Another day, another time. Another day, another time. So thank you very much, people of the internet. Mr. Meshach, your last words as we finish this conversation.
I would just speak on behalf of my people.
Okay. Who is your people?
Just like the gentleman says he's on the ground, we are also having our grounds. And our grounds says us from the ODM.
Okay.
We are going to watch and look at the options available.
Okay.
And pick an option that is good for us. For the first time, we are looking at us. You see, it gets to a time when you're saying, I now need to take care of myself. I've taken care of people. The Luo Nation have taken care of Kenya for a long time. Every other time we've gone to election looking at what is good for the country. So sometimes we even forget what is good for us, picking what is good for the country. For the first time, the people on the ground tells and says every day, we are going to look at the options available. So if Sifuna Wanjigi ticket comes, they must convince us that what is in it for the Luo people in that government. And if we find there is more, we will make decision. But for now, it is good to have as many presidential groups as possible, because again, it is dangerous to choose from one.
Okay.
It's not even a choice. So let's have this ticket. Let's have other tickets, even if Kalonzo want to run with Matiang'i as running mate. And we also want to have other independent candidates running. Let's have a country with so many presidential candidates selling different agendas, or same agenda in different ways. And then the people make a choice out of many options.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Odhiambo, what's your last words?
Politics is still on for about 377 days today to the presidential election. So much could happen.
That's a lot of talking from political headache.
Yeah, that's a lot of talking from political headache. We'll be here to analyze. And we are not always right. But when we are, we thank God.
Yeah. Thank you very much, people of the internet. I want to thank John Tess, who has been on the cameras and TikTok. Thank you very much. Mr. Frank, who has been on the deck. Thank you, people of the internet. You are the star of the show, gathering around the bonfire and helping us talk about the issues of the country. I want to leave you with the last conversation that I had with Joachim, which is very interesting. All right, see me comparing Mudavadi to Kalonzo to Mudavadi and Eugene Wamalwa. You have that conversation? Yes, let's play that. And people of the internet, thank you very much and have a good night.
Ndugu yangu Kalonzo anangoja apewe kura. Watu wakae tu chini waseme, okay, but you are the senior most here. Okay, Kalonzo, you look like you are not a bad person. Can you run? Very good. Now, how are you going to run? Oh, you need some money. Oh, give him some money. Oh, okay. So you can't be given everything. Vote, money, and a voice. And I want to draw similarities between Kalonzo and some other person who is now a high-flying fossil in government. My brother Musalia. You remember in 2013, even in the funeral of George Saitoti and the speech given by Uhuru Kenyatta at that time, Uhuru Kenyatta stands and says, for the sake of unity of the country, pursuant to the statement that had been made by George Saitoti in 2002, that there comes a time where a country is bigger than an individual. Therefore, Uhuru says, if it means me foregoing my presidential ambition, I'm ready to do it, just so that the country can be united. And President Uhuru goes ahead and quotes Musalia, says, Musalia, I think you can be a safe pair of hands to run this country. And actually, there is a presser made by Musalia saying that Uhuru Kenyatta has agreed that I am going to be the candidate of the opposition to take over from Mwai Kibaki. And it was public that now it is Musalia. Musalia is agreed upon by the opposition. Uhuru Kenyatta agrees to be the chairperson of his campaign, funding and chairing the campaign. What does Musalia do after agreeing and drawing those papers? He goes and sleeps at home and waits for Uhuru Kenyatta and his team to do the donkey work of catapulting him to presidency. Behind the scenes, people are going to Uhuru, they are asking him, what makes you think by being chairman of Musalia's campaign will exonerate you from the Hague? Because the main objective of this election is so that you cannot be tried at the Hague. So what makes you think when Musalia wins, you're going to be exonerated? Now, the Musalia you have agreed upon, it's 2 weeks now. What has he done now that you have given him a green light? Okay, now they call Musalia at that time. Hello, hey. Habari mzuri.
Joaquin needs to go and
hello, mzuri. Go ahead. But now Musalia is like, but you are the one running everything. So he has not come up with even one plan. That's how he was bypassed. And these similarities are coming too. Unfortunately, they are going very fast to my brother and senior Kalonzo. He's a twin brother to Musalia in terms of behavior and everything.
Okay.
Because, I mean,
the way they came to parliament.
When we are giving you, when you do not have enough votes as a candidate, you do not have an agenda a country can rally around. Please have abrasiveness. Have some abrasiveness and say, okay, he does not have an agenda, yes. He does not have enough vote, yes. But he has the courage to say things that even don't make sense, but he says them very courageously.
With conviction, yeah.
With conviction.
Like
and
Sifuna.
You find yourself like, okay, but he's saying it very courageously. Maybe it means something.
Yeah.
So this is someone.
He has a plan.
Yes. I mean, this is someone, when you give an agenda, with the conviction of saying his own nonsense, he will say this agenda like it belongs to him.
Like Wamunyoro and Sifuna.
No, the best person who was very good at that game is Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga might not be having any idea about something. You sit with him in a room, you tell him, look, let us go and say we are bringing 6,000 for the vulnerable. Say, okay. You think people will agree? Yes. He comes and says it as if it's his own idea. That is what you bring on the table. My good brother, he does not have an agenda. He does not have abrasiveness. He does not have... he has a basket of 2 million votes in his backyard. Actually, that should have been his bargaining chip. You look at Kawaya, member of parliament called Kawaya, saying, okay, from the look of things, our guy from this community is not doing enough for him to be fronted as a candidate. You see, when you are born in a family that does not have a lot of privileges, it is very good to be self-aware of where you come from. Do not, even if mumeenda in a lavish hotel with your friends, they are ordering nice meals, and you know that one meal can give you money enough for rent, don't order what they are ordering because you can't afford it. Be self-aware. Ndugu yangu Kalonzo anangoja apewe kura. Watu wakae tu chini waseme, okay, but you are the senior most here. Okay, Kalonzo, you look like you are not a bad person. Can you run? Very good. Now, how are you going to run? Oh, you need some money. Oh, give him some money. Oh, okay. So you can't be given everything. Vote, money, and a voice. No. Can we
money, votes, and a voice?
Yes. You need to have
that is now the quagmire here. Because if you look at Sifuna, you add him to Kalonzo, you add him to Matiang'i. All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world, and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my book, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjigero.co.ke.